Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today we are doing a video in collaboration with the incredible Simply Blair here on YouTube. This has been a long time coming and I am so excited for it. So I'm gonna get stuck straight into the video and explain what we're doing here. But before we do, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. As mentioned, today's video is in collaboration with the incredible Simply Blair. I have watched Simply Blair for years now. I adore her. I think she's amazing. I've spoken about her a lot on this channel. I always recommend her to you guys. I absolutely love her content. If you enjoy my content, I think that you will absolutely adore Blair's content if you don't already follow her, except I find Blair's a lot more soothing and calming than I am. She's also on Instagram and TikTok and everything, and she creates some amazing short form content as well. So naturally I will have her channel, her Instagram, her TikTok, and her video, like the other half of her video of this collab, I guess, linked in the description box for you guys to check it out. And if you haven't checked her out, please go and show her some love, because truly she is a genuinely amazing person. And when we filmed our collab, we actually FaceTimed on like Instagram for the first time and like met up, and I felt like we talked for like hours, and honestly it was like in that Step Brothers movie, you know, when they realize they like the same things and it's like, did we just become best friends? Like that's kind of how I felt with Simply Blair, because she's just, I don't know, you know how you meet people and you're like, yep, I get you, and we just had the same kind of philosophies for our channel, our content, our love of makeup, and she's an introvert like me. She gets that side of things and stuff, and it was so nice talking to someone who is on YouTube and really is similar to me in a lot of ways, and it was just amazing. So we had so much fun, and what we did was we actually shopped each other's collections. So we were on FaceTime and like videoing, like had our camera turned around looking at our makeup collections. It was literally so much fun. So I have the full face of makeup that Blair has picked out here, and we're gonna put it on and have some fun. Also, all of the products on my face today will be linked in the description box down below. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It all just goes back into supporting my little channel here. And they are geotagged, so when you click on the link, it should hopefully take you to a location that you can shop through. Fingers crossed. Anyway, the eye primer that Blair picked out was the Nars Smudge Proof Eye Primer. So we are going to apply that. Great choice. Great choice. It was actually quite funny because when Blair was picking out the product, she pretty much was like almost picking out a full face of like my favorite products from my collection too. So it was like, it was hilarious. I'm like, oh my God, I love this product. Not that I keep anything that I don't love, so I guess that was always kind of gonna happen, but yeah, it was good. So the eyeshadow palette that Blair picked out is actually the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 1 palette. And she loves this palette. Like this is in her top probably 5, I think, off the top of my head, faves from her. And I do really like this palette. In fact, I went to some lengths to get this palette as well, but I think it's just for me and my vibe right now a little bit too warm toned, or I just think the metallics in here aren't like memorable for me, so I don't think to reach for it, because the quality is absolutely beautiful. And she wanted me to use especially this bronzy shade right here. So that's what we're gonna revolve our look around. All right, I'm gonna pick up a Lethal Cosmetics 200 brush and dip into, yep, this first matte shade here, and just kind of start by running this through the crease. This really won't show up probably a lot of my skin tone, but it will just kind of create the first transition shade. The next shade I'm going to take is this one right here with a Refa 27. This is going to be our initial transition shade. I actually don't know what look I'm going to create today. I know the shade, but that's about it. So I'm just going to start by lightly buffing this through the crease. Talking to Blair was honestly so much fun, because just all of the things that you want to kind of, I guess I don't have anyone in my life that like does YouTube, especially makeup YouTube, and I don't have anyone that's like a massive makeup lover in my life like I am, which is completely fine, but it was just really nice talking to someone that gets it and like does something similar, or we do the same thing, obviously, makeup YouTube, and have the same kind of philosophies in the sense of like, you know, we don't want to necessarily be like influencers, we just want to be makeup lovers that share our love of makeup kind of thing, and that kind of a thing. So it was really, really just amazing to talk to someone really like-minded, and she's just as sweet. Also, we did a FaceTime and it was like early in the morning for me. It was like, well, not that early, it was like 8 o'clock or whatever, but I had a migraine the day before, so I was up later, and I was just like, I looked like I had quite literally pretty much just rolled out of bed. I looked awful. I get on the FaceTime with Blair and she's just this ethereal goddess. She looks stunning. And I was like, oh gosh, I look like a drowned rat this morning. But yeah, she is as beautiful, I can assure you, on FaceTime as she is in YouTube. So this is a Refa one, and I'm gonna take a mixture of these two shades now. I do like the mattes in these palettes from Patrick. Blair was saying that he usually brings out his palettes in September, and I know that he has already been sneak peeking what his next palette, like that he's got a new palette coming. So I'm really hoping his next palette is a bit more cool toned, because I think the thing that I don't really gravitate towards his palettes with is that they are more warm toned, pinky leaning, and so that's just not my vibe at the moment. I do really like a cool tone palette. So I hope his next one is a bit more cool tone, just for my own sake, but it'll be interesting to see what he comes out with next actually. I also ordered, because I saw a couple of you guys commented on my Instagram saying that you wanted to see the new Givenchy loose powder blushes, and what's hilarious is, so they're new for you guys I think in the US, I don't know about the rest of the world, but Australia has actually had them for I think almost a year, if not longer than a year now. I see them all the time in my Sephora. I didn't even realize it was the same like products as what had just been released. So I did pick one up. I haven't obviously before, but I did because a few of you guys said that you wanted to see it. So I was like, okay. Blair did allow me to use my Intensifeyes stick, bless her. So I'm just gonna pop that over the lid. Taking a Refa number 2, I am going to go into this beautiful bronze now, which is actually my favorite metallic in this palette. So that was perfect that she wanted me to use that. I'm just going to start by pressing this all the way, and I'm just going to leave the inner corner free. So what I'm going to do now is go into the peach with a What's Up R1110, and we'll put that in the inner portion there. Just to brighten me always a touch. That's actually really quite pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this R103 and go into the dark brown here. And I'm just going to tap a little bit of this on the outer corner here. Actually, interestingly, these sparkle shadows are kind of burning my lids. I've never had that before. Like in here, that light one. I wonder if it's off. I wonder if these really hold their expiry. What's the expiry? 12 months. Interesting. Maybe it's just got an ingredient in it that my eyes are sensitive to. We're going to leave the eyes there for now and move on to the rest of our face, and then we'll come back and finish them up like we normally do. For primer, Blair picked out the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas, which works for me because I absolutely love and adore this primer. It is so good, which I always find hilarious because I kind of hated on this primer for a really long time. And it was a video that I filmed, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, I think it was last year, where it was like makeup that I either forget about or makeup I don't like but I have in my collection or something like that. It was just, and I think it was makeup I completely forget I own. And in the video I was talking about like, I just don't really like this primer, you know, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, I should use it. When I filmed that, my skin looked really, really good. And so I was like, oh, is it the primer kind of thing? Because I knew it wasn't the foundation, I think, of that video. Anyway, I was like, I need to use this primer up. I've had it a while in my collection, like let's not put it to waste, it's gonna go off soon. And then I used it like solidly for like a week or two to like kind of, you know, try and use it up. And then my skin looked so flawless every single day that I was like, I love this primer. And then I completely used it up and like missed it. Like I found as soon as it was gone from my collection, I just constantly was like pining after using it. And so I was like, okay, I'll gotta repurchase it. So there you go. Color corrector that Blair picked was the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam. This is the shade C1. And this has become my fave color corrector in my collection. Fun fact. I just think the shade is probably one of the best shades that I've got. It is, I find it really hard to find a color corrector shade that is going to work for me and not be like too deep or too light. This is just a Sephora small contour brush. One thing that Blair and I have in common as well, or another thing, is our love of color correctors. I mean, she's the color corrector queen. I usually go to her channel and her reviews on color correctors for like, for advice or like recommendations. She definitely knows her stuff when it comes to the color correctors. The foundation Blair picked out was the Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear. I have the shade 105W. Honestly, one of my favorite foundations. I'm actually going to apply it with this Sigma F47 because I have fallen head over heels in love with this brush for foundation. Blair wanted to see me use this. I cannot speak this audio, I'm so sorry you guys. Wanted to see me use this because she has been struggling to find like a shade in it. And I was like, this is actually a foundation that you would really love. Like I can see her really loving this foundation. And I said to her, like, this actually would be my holy grail foundation, or like really in my top 3 if it wasn't for the fact that it had a fragrance so heavy in it. If they took the fragrance out of this foundation, it would honestly be my top 3 foundations. It just is flawless. It's not a heavy coverage foundation at all. It's like more of a light to medium, but you can build it up to be like medium. But it's so thin on the skin, it feels like you're wearing nothing. It almost looks like you're wearing nothing, and it wears impeccably. Like it doesn't dry your skin out, but it also isn't like super glowy and dewy, where like I think even if you had oily skin, you would like this. And it just wears so perfectly. Like it's smooth, it doesn't settle in fine lines, and the way that it wears, it just wears like your natural skin. It's really a really great foundation. The concealer that Blair picked out for me was the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. I have the shade 1N. This is a wonderful concealer. It is not the most full coverage. Normally I mix this concealer with the Tarte Shape Tape or like a more full coverage concealer, and it just is beautiful. But even on its own, honestly, it is stunning. Like it's a medium coverage, like a solid medium coverage concealer. But the appeal of this concealer is the finish and the wear. This is my BK109. It just is like any eye type, mature, dry, young, like doesn't matter. This is gonna look good on you. Like it is just such a lightweight, barely there in the sense that you feel like you're wearing nothing, not in the sense of coverage. And it's just wears impeccably. It really doesn't like crease or anything. I mean, if you have like under eye lines and wrinkles and stuff, which most people do, your concealer's gonna like crease. Like it's just literally impossible not to. But it doesn't like do that ugly crease kind of thing where it's like really gunky and heavy, and you know what I mean? There's a difference. But it's just impeccable. It really is. It's smoothing. It's great. This is a great concealer, and I know Laura Mercier's stuff doesn't really get the hype that it should because, again, they're kind of like Nars, I guess, where a lot of their products are like just core staples that have been around for a really long time, and they occasionally bring out like a new product that gets some hype. But it really is one of those products that should get more hype consistently regardless of its release date kind of thing, because it's impeccable. Cream bronzer. Blair picked out the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Bright Side. A huge fave of mine. I love the Rare Beauty bronzer sticks. Just such a good, I just really think, apart from the concealer, which could also have been the shade that I got, it was the worst shade of all time for me, and the foundation, I haven't tried the tinted moisturizer, but I just don't think I'll love it because I don't really ever like tinted moisturizers. I'm a medium coverage gal, you know. Anyway, I just think Rare Beauty can really do no wrong from the products that I've tried. You know, even the products that I don't love from the brand, I think it's just specifically like they don't work for me because of my skin type or my preference, but not necessarily, but it's obvious. Why can I not speak today? But it's not because they're not brilliant products. Like I fully can see how they're amazing products. It's just like it doesn't work for my skin type specifically, which not everything is going to, right? Like, and you wouldn't want it to because we all need different products for different reasons. Anyway, my brain this morning is not working at all. Do you guys want to see a review of the Rare Beauty eye crayon things that she released? Let me know. I've kind of got one in my cart and I'm like, I don't know, do people care about this still? Let me know. Blair picked out 2 powders for me because, you know, I use one for my under eyes and one for the rest of my face. I'm ridiculous. For the under eyes, she picked out the Nars Light Reflecting Pressed Powder. So I'm just going to take this on my Hourglass brush. We'll use this to set kind of the under eyes and the T-zone really. I haven't used this in a while actually. I forget how much I like it. I wouldn't say it's my holy grail under eye kind of like setting powder, but it's like, it is really good. And I think if you have dry under eyes, you'll probably really like it, and like dry skin. For the rest of the face, she picked the Saie Airset powder in translucent, which is also one of my absolute faves. I love this powder so much, especially in like winter time. So I just pick some up and like work it into the brush, and then this is great for winter for me when I still need some face setting, but I don't want it to look super flat on the skin. I want it to still have some kind of like, not necessarily glow, just natural skin-like effect. Like, can you see? Probably doesn't make any sense because I don't think my brain is making sense this morning, but hopefully you get my vibe. Let's do brows. So Blair picked out the Refi Tinted Brow Gel for me, the little toilet brush one. And then she also picked out the actual Benefit Gimme Brow volumizing pencil for like to fill in my brows, which I don't mind this pencil. It's just also not my fave, and I don't know if I can kind of tell you why. It just doesn't super duper wow me, but it is nice. Like, it's not terrible. Maybe it's that it's a mini and it's just really small and annoying to hold. I guess that's something about pencils I never kind of considered, is like, as you kind of sharpen them, they're gonna get smaller and smaller, and eventually you're gonna have to deal with this like really mini micro pencil. That's annoying. And then she picked my Sigma Clear Brow Gel, which I just kind of got in my collection from Sigma. And I've actually come to really like this. I've used it quite a few days now. It's really nice. Let's finish the eyes. For eyeliner, or the top waterline eyeliner, she picked out the bronze Satin Kajal liner from Victoria Beckham. For the lower waterline, she picked out the champagne shade from the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take a mixture of these two shadows right here. This is Sigma E36. I'm just going to run that softly under here. Just a teensy bit of the dark brown on a small little pencil brush. Just a really small amount. For inner corner, I'll just take a small amount of this champagne-y shade. This is just a BK207. The mascara that Blair chose is the Caliray Come Hell or High Water mascara. This is actually completely unopened in my collection. Let's see how we go. That actually looks really nice. So that's one eye done and one eye not. That's really good. Wow. I'm not mad at that mascara at all. That's actually really good. You know how you have those days where like the little fuzzies and the little hairs and everything are like worse than normal? Ugh, today's one of those days, drove me nuts. Bronzer that Blair picked out is the Victoria Beckham Matte Bronzing Brick. My lord. Words today. Brain connection, not there. Sorry guys. I have shade 2 and I'm just going to take my Rapid 2 and I just mix the two shades together. I'm just going to tap. I might look a lot warmer than I actually am as well, you guys, because the top that I'm wearing is going to throw my color balance off and make me look more orange than I probably actually am in real life. We'll see how I go. Just an FYI. I love this bronzer, by the way. I know it's expensive, but it's beautiful. It's just such a lovely natural bronzer. For cream highlight, Blair picked out the Saie Super Glowy Gel, one of my all-time faves, and I know she loves this as well. She actually, I think, uses this a lot of the time as a primer, which I keep forgetting to try because it's in my highlight drawer, not my primer drawer. But as a highlight, look, impeccable, chef's kiss. Truly, it's so good. I think I put too much on my sponge though, because that's more blinding than it needs to be. And then to set that, she picked the Rare Beauty highlighter in Exagger-Eyes. This is just a Smashbox cheek brush that I'm gonna use. Oof. Oh, that's blinding. That's blinding. For cream blush, Blair picked out one of the Pat McGrath Labs cream blushes. This is Sun-Kissed Seduction. I'm just gonna pick this up on my sponge like this. This is actually my favorite shade out of the 3 that I got, but I do really like all 3. And I've really turned a corner and have really come to love these blushes. I can actually now see myself picking up more shades. Do I need them? No. Am I ridiculous? Yes. But it's just beautiful. I talk about this in my, actually this video will already be up where I'm like trying just random new makeup and giving you my thoughts. And I talk about it, I'm pretty sure, in that video where I'm like, these have really become like a fave in my collection. Ooh. Gorgeous. Such a gorgeous summer blush color too. And I think this is the kind of blush color that will translate really well from summer to winter, because in the summer it just kind of looks like this gorgeous like sunburnty color, and then in winter it'll like look really like, if you pair it with like a deep berry kind of lip or like a deep warm chocolate lip, it'll come out as like that fall-y kind of color. I don't know, in my mind I can see it. To set that, I picked out my favorite blush at the moment, which is shade number 10 from Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Giorgio Armani, the actual Giorgio Armani website in Australia has these now, you guys. Very exciting for us in Australia. And it's stunning. I love these blushes. I definitely want to collect all the shades. Absolutely beautiful. They're so good. For setting spray, Blair picked the Benefit Professional. I like to spray more in on me sponge. Perfect. Oh, look at this glow. Who is she? Lastly, we have lips, and Blair's picked out 3 like holy grail products for me. For lip liner, she picked out Toasty from Makeup by Mario, which I know you don't kind of see me use a lot, but I actually really, really love this. And then Blair also picked out my holy grail lipstick right now. Like, as soon as she saw this, she was like, oh yeah, try that one. And it's because she hasn't actually tried Lisa Eldridge before. And I was telling her like, you absolutely have to, you will adore her. And she picked out Lemon Prix, which is both of our kind of vibe, you know? And so I was very happy when she picked my holy grail lipstick. Actually, that Toasty lip liner and this lipstick is one of the best combinations. Wow. Thank you, Blair, for introducing that to me. And one of my favorite lip glosses, Golden Nude from Mario. And this is pretty much done actually, and I really need to purchase a new one. It's a really good staple lip gloss, I find. If you are a nude lipstick wearer like I am, like the same shades, you will love this because it really goes with all of them. And just like, look how stunning it is. It's really gorgeous. All right, let me go ahead and put some jewelry on and we'll zoom out and wrap this up. Alrighty friends, this is the finished makeup look from all of the products that Blair chose out of my collection. What do you guys think? I love it. I do kind of feel like this is a very Blair look, but I feel like my eyeshadow is probably a little bit bolder maybe. But I do feel very Blair-esque in this makeup as well. But I hope you liked the look, and I hope you liked the collab with Simply Blair. Her video and everything will be linked down below, her channel and her Instagram and everything. Please check her out. She's just absolutely amazing, truly. And let me know what you guys think. And if you want to see more collabs between Blair and I, let me know what you want to see us do down below. We are thinking of maybe doing a live together and stuff like that. So yeah, let us know in the comments. If you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.